Namaskaram to all, and a very good afternoon to everyone present here. Prasad sir is also here. Gopakumar sir has also joined. Prasanna sir is also here. So all our dear and near and dear chief guests have arrived, and all the delegates are joining one by one. And namaskar to our principal sir, Manjunath sir, and Sunita ma'am, also director ma'am. Namaskar to everyone. So with this, a very good afternoon, and we will start our webinar with all the blessings of Lord Dhanvantari. And first of all, we'll pray at his lotus feet and seek all his blessings for our success. So please start with Dhanvantari Vandana.
नमामि धन्वन्तरिं आदिदेवं सुरासुरे वन्दित पादपद्मम् लोके जरारुकभयमृत्युनाशम् दादारमीशं विविधौषधीना धन्वन्तरिं रमानाथं सर्वरोगनिवारकम् आयुर्वेदप्रवर्तारम् वन्दे पीयूषदायकम् सर्वे जना सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वे सन्तु निरामया ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Om Dhanvantaraya Namaha. So with all the blessings of Lord Dhanvantari, we are here today to celebrate our 25th episode of Prabodhini webinar series. So it is a Silver Jubilee celebration. I, Dr. Preeti Sahu, Associate Professor from Kaya Chikitsa Department, Shri University, welcome you all to today's program. So with this, I would like to invite our beloved Principal Sir, Dr. Manjunatha Sir, for his welcome speech.
You unmute, Manjunath, you unmute.
Namaste. Om Shri Dhanvantari Nama. Om Shri Gurupyo Nama. A very warm welcome to everyone joining us today for the Prabodhini webinar series PARVA-25, the Silver Jubilee celebration of this intellectual journey. It is a matter of immense pride and honor for me to extend a heartfelt welcome to our distinguished guest of honor, two towering figures in the world of Ayurveda, Dr. B.S. Prasad, President, Board of Ayurveda, NCISM, New Delhi. Welcome you, sir. And Dr. Prasanna Rao, Director, SDM Ayurveda Institutions, Karnataka. Sir, namaste. Aapko welcome, sir. Both of these eminent personalities are not only legends in the field of Ayurveda, but also revered guru and mentors to many of us, including myself. Their tireless dedication to the growth and global propagation of Ayurveda, their visionary leadership, and their unwavering commitment to academic and clinical excellence continue to inspire generations of Ayurvedic scholars and practitioners. We are indeed blessed to have them grace this occasion, and their presence adds profound meaning to this 25th edition of the Prabodhini series. I would also like to extend a special welcome to our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Gopakumar sir, a respected name in the field of Ayurvedic education and practice. Today, he will be enlightening us on a topic that lies at the heart of our profession, that's making of an Ayurvedic clinician. We eagerly look forward to gaining insights from his experience and wisdom, which will surely benefit all of us, teachers, students, and practitioners alike. To all the participants and students from across the country and beyond, I thank you for joining this celebration of knowledge of tradition. Let us carry forward to torch of Ayurveda and renowned vigor, inspired by the guidance of our gurus and the legacy we are part of. Once again, I warmly welcome you all. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you so much, sir, for welcoming all our chief guests, our guest speakers, our delegates who are with us. So many people have joined. So it is time for our Prabodhini report, which will be read by me only. So let's start. Prabodhini, as the name suggests itself, signifies enlightenment or awakening, is self-explaining its core meaning of realization and ending the period of inactivity, ignorance, and unawareness. Ayurveda, being the heart of traditional knowledge, needs to be secured, treasured, and simultaneously flourished to reach each and every living cell in this world. Prabodhini is traditionally known to be the 11th day of Shukla Paksha of Kartik, on which Lord Vishnu awakes from his 4-month sleep. This day is celebrated like Parva or festival, with the aim to awaken and enlighten the path of all the Ayurveda knowledge seekers. Prabodhini webinar series was started by the webinar organizing committee of Shri Babu Singh Ayurvedic PG Ayurvedic Medical College and Hospital, Farrukhabad, UP. Shri Babu Singh PG Ayurvedic Medical College and Hospital, situated in Farrukhabad, affiliated to Mahayogi Guru Gorakhnath Ayush University, Gorakhpur, with 100 UG and 18 PG seats per semester permitted by NCISM, New Delhi. It was established by Shri Singh Shiksha Sansthan, Fatehgarh on 5th May 2015 with an aim to provide best education to the students and provide best healthcare facilities to the common people. Our institution is located in the banks of Holy River Ganga, and with all purity of divine power, it's our effort to shine and achieve the goal to become a model institute of Ayurveda. It is the first NABH accredited, well-furnished 170-bedded hospital in UP and has the first NABL accredited pathological laboratory in UP. It's our aim to connect with the whole world in our holistic journey, which has been initiated through workshops, seminars, webinars, medical camps, training programs, health awareness programs, etc. since the beginning, under the guidance of our beloved principal, Dr.Manjunatha.N.S, our gracious chairperson, Dr. Sunita Yadav ma'am, and our warm-hearted chairman, Dr. Shailendra Yadav. They are our patrons who have provided us this platform and always supported us for the Prabodhini webinar series, which started on 25th April 2023. In this visionary journey towards holistic health and the well-being of humanity, the organized committee has stood as a steadfast pillar of guidance and inspiration. The members who initiated and provided strength to this journey are Dr.Nihar Ranjan Mahanta, Associate Professor from Panchakarma Department, Shri Babu Singh Ayurvedic Medical College, Dr. Preetimai Sahu, Associate Professor Kai Chikitsa from Shri University, Dr. Shrinath B.S., Assistant Professor, Panchakarma Department from Shri Babu Singh Ayurvedic Medical College and Hospital. Apart from them, all the 14 departments and faculties also participate passionately to make each Parva of Prabodhini successful and fruitful. Prabodhini webinar series was started on 25th April 2023, inaugurated by Vaidya Vinod Kumar TG, Senior Scientist and ex-member, Board of Governors, CCIM, Government of India, National Secretary in Vishwa Ayurveda Parishad. With every turning page of the calendar, a new chapter of wisdom was unveiled through insightful monthly webinars in which many knowledge seekers, students, practitioners, teachers participated and unlocked the hidden treasures of Ayurveda with the help of path enlighters, our gems, our guest speakers, with their golden key of dedicated practice and vast experiences. The whole team of Prabodhini, with an eagle eye, searched for these sparkling gems and with all their support and cooperation completed 2 years of journey flawlessly and with ease. We had them all with us. We unwrapped various topics and extracted the essence of our sincere delegates. So these were the guest speakers who joined us since 2 years. They are with us and they supported us on every path, on every point of our journey. With this, like morning light dispelling darkness, our guest speakers shone with the brilliance of knowledge, awakening new perspective in every listener. This journey has reached the 25th Parva, the Silver Jubilee celebration of knowledge. With folded hands and heart full of gratitude, we seek the divine blessings of Lord Dhanvantari and all our elders to guide our steps and steady our spirit to continue this journey of awakening, Prabodhini, endlessly. So with this, I end my report here. And after this, I would like to invite our guest of honor of today's episode, our beloved B.S. Prasad sir. He is with us. He has taken time out from his busy schedule for us. And of course, we are very grateful for this. So let me just introduce him. We all know him very well, Professor B.S. Prasad sir. He is the President Board of Ayurveda, NCISM, India. And if we speak about his journey, he has more than 30 years of Ayurveda experience, clinical practice in male infertility research training. And of course, he's the Director, Principal and Dean in KLE University, Shri B.M. Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya since the last 15 years. And he has earned so many awards. Ayurveda Ratna Award, Best Teacher Award, Teachers of Teacher Award, is the Best Scientist Award, and also hold 2 patents in his name. Then if we see his national international roles, then he is the member of Ayush Steering Committee, WHO Ayurveda Benchmark Group. He is the member of Ayush Education Committee, Ayush Grid, and former member of CCIM Board of Studies. Global contribution, if we speak, then he has given more than 200 scientific talks nationally and also internationally. So he is a gem in research side, and his research excellence, if we see, he is the principal investigator of many national projects, including osteoarthritis, dengue, anemia, which are sponsored by Ayush, ICMR, and CSIR. He has guided many PhD theses and have more than 80 research publications. And he has established Ayurtech Incubation Center and APJ Abdul Kalam Center at KLE BMK, Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya. This is very less about him. He has a vast profile, and it is very difficult for me to choose the important things from that because every point is important, and I really welcome him to today's episode, 25th Parva of Prabodhini webinar series, the Silver Jubilee celebration. So I will invite B.S. Prasad sir to bestow his blessings upon us and guide us for our future. Prasad sir, it is over to you.
So namaste to all of you. At the outset, I must compliment and congratulate Dr. Manjunatha and the entire team, and also compliment and congratulate the management for being celebrating the Silver Jubilee celebrations. And it indicates the support of the management and commitment of the management towards the Ayurveda education. And Dr. Manjunath is also committed. He's working hard, and he's instrumental in bringing me here also. Though I had another schedule, actually, he is insisted that I must be present for this meeting and to address all his students. At the same time, my friend, my fellow well-wisher, Dr. Prasanna Rao also is here, and Dr. Gopakumar, who is the today's guest speaker, is also very crazy teacher among the crowd, the professionals, and all the professionals of Ayurveda who are all joined. I am given to understand that there are students, PGs, and then faculty members, and all the professionals, near around 500 people are all there. It indicates again the commitment towards the system all our people are having, and also the interest of the coordination shown by Dr. Manjunatha and entire his team. I also must compliment the Preetimai Sahu, who is doing very, very wonderfully. You are coordinating. Thank you very much. Nicely, you are doing very well. And let me come to the today's anyway. Dr. Gopakumar is also waiting, and the students may be waiting to eagerly to his speech. He is having very good motivator and influencer also. And anyway, I'm sitting as the NCISM President Board of Ayurveda. And now what we visualize is we have a very bright future in the coming near future. And the Ayurveda is almost grown up in multiple directions. Maybe in almost all dimensions, Ayurveda has grown up very well. Maybe in terms of the research, in terms of the production, in terms of the clinical evidences, there are the production of the medicines also, and technology. Likewise, we take up any aspect and the education also. In almost all the dimensions, Ayurveda has grown up very well. And the coming future is very good for Ayurveda. I visualize the Ayurveda as going to emerge as a global medical system, and we are very potential to serve the entire globe. And Government of India is favoring for that one. One is the Heal in India, Heal by India, where Heal in India, where we are going to cater to the foreign nationals, for the foreign patients, where all our people are getting the global standards, and our hospitals are going to be NABH accredited and other accreditations, where the quality are going to be enhanced, so that the foreign patients will come to us and get treatment here. And similar way, Heal by India, where our people are equipped with the global qualities, competencies, so that our people can go entire globe and then able to serve the different countries. The Ayurvedic services can be rendered. So that way, Government of India is working well, and to coincide, to align that the efforts, NCISM is already taken up the serious efforts in almost all directions. And further, Government of India is promoting Ayush Visa, which is again very much well to promote the medical tourism. So in both way, all these efforts are well taken and well appreciated by the Government of India. And now NCSM to align this one, unless until the government is giving the provisions, and we will not able to develop that one, that is of no meaning there. So we need to raise our standards to global standards, so that we can catch hold of these provisions and able to professionally grow, and the system can grow vertically. That is the main aim going on well. And when you think of profession, the profession, mainly education institutions, they are producing the professionals. And the tomorrow profession is going to come from institutions. So if we concentrate on the institutions, then we produce a quality professionals who will can be the global the doctors or global practitioners. That is the main way how we are think of. When the NCSM is the one which is regulating the entire area of the education. So we are concentrating on the quality of the education, how we have to bring it out. When you think of education, we have some dimensions are there. One is infrastructure is required, and then human resource required, and then the administration, and then the syllabus, etc. So these are the broad components what we require to have. How NCSM is working to improvise each and every component. That's what I will tell you. For example, now we earlier we were having the very old instruments, maybe charts, models, etc. there, which are maybe high school standards or even elementary school standards are there. Now NCSM has brought out revolutionary change into the infrastructure, where we have advanced technology has been brought out to the institutions, where these have all been removed into charts, etc., models, etc. And we brought the advanced equipment has been brought out. We will be admiring to say that when Sunita is the one who the advocated or advised the teaching on the models. Yogi Sutriya, one chapter was dedicated for the clinical skill laboratory very long back. But now it was totally forgotten everybody. Again, it has gained a momentum, and there so much of technology has been developed, education technology, maybe in terms of simulators or the mannequins, etc. We developed it. Now, NCSM has again mandated that every college must have the one clinical skill laboratory, and we define subject-wise what items to be kept there also. So that our Susruda's concept again we bring back to the colleges, and now it become part of every institution. And another, when we see entrepreneurship, there are many people are there who are having startups and going on, where Ayurvedic people are, our ideas are taken up, and many people are going on exploiting those ones and startup companies and very successful stories as we are seeing that one. And to promote entrepreneurship in our colleges. So NCSM has taken up a serious step, and it mandated that every college must have one entrepreneurship development cell. Research, innovation, entrepreneurship development cell should be there in every college. And then every college will have one coordinator, and the coordinator has been trained at NIMSME Hyderabad for 5 days. Residential training was being given there. How to identify talented students who are having the technological development are there, how to handhold them, how to make a commercialization. All these aspects are being taught to the or trained to the coordinator, and these coordinators are there in the every cell, so that we can develop the ecosystem of entrepreneurship and ecosystem in our institutions. We have very potential because our Ayurveda is untouched area in terms of this technology, in terms of the entrepreneurship, startup companies. We have huge potential to develop into all these aspects are there. So to develop that culture, NCSM made this step, already made it, and it is already showing the results also. Something they already taken up the so many things are there. When you do a survey, we're surprised to see that we have our people are having more than 250 patents are there. So we are surprised. We never thought of that many patents are our people are holding. And there are people, more than 200 people are here having the material yet to make patent. That nearly 450 people are there who are either having patent or having patentable material with them. So that is the potentiality of our sector, where we can go for the large scale, we can go it. So this ecosystem already developed it. It is going to come out, and tomorrow you will be the beneficiaries. All the students are the beneficiaries, but all these activities are there. So that is one part of the enterprise development is going on. And coming to the syllabus. So syllabus is one now. We brought it to the competency based middle education. Earlier syllabus we can say there is no competency not defined it, and this is stagnant or the static syllabus was there. Now we brought it to the dynamic syllabus now. There are many things are dynamic in nature, where the examples there is so many things, new developments will be automatically taken up in the syllabus, and the syllabus will be continuously dynamic in nature, and competencies are defined here syllabus also. So that way we've taken a very, very meaningful syllabus has come, and you will be surprised to hear that after having the first BMS results of the NCISM first batch, entire India, we got the statistics taken up from all the universities, and we calculated, and we got to know that 20% of result high in entire India. We got in the first year BMS syllabus when compared to last previous 3 years. We compared that one. So that way it is already shown, the results already being shown, and we are sure that by 2030, our aim is by 2030, our graduates or postgraduates will become very, very globally competent doctors will be there. They go to that every different countries, and they are able to spread Ayurveda very well. That's what our dream of doing. And coming to the postgraduate education, when we wanted to have a restructuring, we invited very stalwarts who are the international reputed scientists are there, such people, and educational technologists are there, educationalists are there, such people are invited. We had a 1 day brainstorming session, and then we developed the present PG curriculum structure, which all of you are experiencing now. Semesters, modules, credits, 1:2:3 ratio. There is 1 hour of teaching, 2 hours of practical training, 3 hours experiential learning, which was never there earlier. Now we introduce the experiential learning. And then electives are the another one. Some of you students may be advanced learners. What are the teacher telling? Within half an hour you will learn. But again, you are craving for some more information, but we don't have provision for that one. Now NCSM brought online electives, and every free time you can learn a number of electives also. So that way we are promoting or facilitating the advanced learners to get the more and more knowledge also. At the same time, when we want to have allied sciences, maybe a technology, biochemistry, biotechnology, likewise all different sciences to touch that one, so that our people are sensitized with all those branches, and tomorrow they can develop integrated approaches can develop it. That was the idea behind the electives we brought out. So that way the curriculum has developed it, competence has defined it, and ultimately this curriculum to be implemented by the teachers. If the teachers are not equipped well, how they can do it? So then we thought, train the teachers also. Even entrepreneurship develop, we developed the teachers also. And another day program we did for the principals. And the principal is the major person in the institution. So principals were trained at the Delhi for 5 days how to administer a good ecosystem. It was again developed, trained with the principals also. Likewise, every angle has been taken up of the education, and it is addressed it. And wherever required, capacity building was done it. And so the holistically, or we can say 360-degree approach, NCISM is looking after. And then define, design, reform, everything was done by the NCISM. And we hope that the all of you will get benefit of that one. My request to you and teachers also, with the positive thinking, you look to the system and developments are there, accept it instead of rejecting. Don't reject immediately. This was old, one was good, this one good, this was not good, etc. Accept it, any new changes, implement it, and then come with the constructive feedback. Then we'll be able to develop very well. Otherwise, our system will be stagnant, old system. If you don't develop that to the present context, then the people are not going to accept it. Even there is a government of India had, one survey, the national sample survey, 94% of the people are accepting Ayurveda or in a system of medicine, a system of medicines. So that way we have potential, much potential is there, but only we need to modify, make it applicable to the present context there. We can't have the old, maybe old medicines in the same form, etc. We need to bring in newer dosage forms, newer things, adopt the new technology. So this is all required. Fundamentals are same. We should not disturb that one. We should not break the fundamentals. But they did be modified, made applicable to the present context. That is what our role is there. In this way, if you think and progress it, tomorrow world will have open for us, and tomorrow Ayurveda will be emerging as a global medical system. I wish you all for the very, very bright future. Once again, I thank Dr. Manjunath and his entire team for the having this arrangement, and also compliment the Dr. Gopakumar. All the best for his presentation. And thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sparing such golden words and sparing a time busy schedule with us. Of course, change and evolution is a part of nature, and if we don't evolve, then we will be perished. So it is a need of Ayurveda to evolve and to just establish Ayurveda in this modern world. Evolution is very necessary. So with all the steps taken by you, with all the innovative ideas, we all support you, sir, and we all are happy actually for this change. So it is very nice to hear you, sir. And please be with us. So we'll take this program forward. And now I would like to invite our second guest of honor, our Prasanna Rao, sir. He is also with us, and we will hear from him also what he has to say. So let me introduce him. We all know him. Still, Prasanna Rao, sir. He is the Professor Emeritus from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science, Karnataka, and the Director of SDM Institutions of Ayurveda, Ujire. And regarding his leadership and administration, he has 33 years of experience leading SDM Hassan and developed 5 hospitals and 3 Ayurveda institutes. He was the Dean Faculty of ISM, Rajiv Gandhi University, introduced doctoral programs, boosted research and collaboration with international and national bodies. He is a very powerful figure regarding his governance and policy reforms as executive member, SCCIM Education Standards for ISM, Indian System of Medicine, and member secretary for Ministry of Ayush committees. He contributed in amendment of IMCC Act 1970, setting up of Institution of National Importance in Ayurveda. Key role in education reforms, NEET, AIPGT, and exit tests in Ayurveda education system. So regarding his research, professional excellence, and social impact, he is the member of Scientific Advisory Board member, CCRS, expertise in Ayurveda, surgery, Kshar Sutra, Swarnamrit Prashan movement for children's health also he promoted, and broad public health outreach via media initiatives, leading his legacy. Integrated traditional Ayurveda with modern healthcare is inspired by Bharat Ratna Madan Mohan Malviya ji and mentored by Padma Vibhushan Dr. D. Virendra Hegade sir, committed to national building through holistic healthcare. So we welcome you, sir, to the 25th Parva of Prabodhini webinar series, Silver Jubilee celebrations. And we would love to hear from you. We would love to have your guidance for everyone present here. So over to Prasanna, sir. Namaskar.
Namaste. Very good afternoon. Respected Dr. B. Srinivas Prasad, the President of Board of Ayurveda National NCISM, Honorable Dr. Gopakumar, Honorable Registrar of Kerala University of Health Sciences, Dr. Manjunatha, who is this Prabodhini is the brainchild of Dr. Manjunatha, Dr. Preeti Sahu, and all listeners of Ayurveda, lovers of Ayurveda. So, as Prabodhini has thrown light on many Ayurveda practitioners, Ayurveda students, Ayurveda faculty members. This this particular uh, vision of having this online seminar has thrown light for many of the practitioners who practice Ayurveda. Dear friends, the practice of Ayurveda is not only by the practitioners. The practice of Ayurveda is by every human being. Every human being, they practice Ayurveda in day-to-day life. If we wake up in the early morning, right, Brahma Muhurta, that is Ayurveda. If we sleep, if we go to sleep in the early evening, that's also Ayurveda. If you don't sleep in the after food, right, Divaswapna, then it's also Ayurveda. So Ayurveda is in our life, and as Dr. Prasad said, in the education, in the systematic education will make a good the other professor. In the same way, the systemic education, the practical experience, make an individual as a best clinician. In the clinic, you see how we are different than the contemporary practitioner. That was the day, when I started my career in Hassan. I experienced such, people hardly recognize me as a doctor even after post-graduation studies, unless we give a prick of red injection and white injection. Red is for B complex and white is for penicillin. So unless we give this injection to the patient, people won't recognize us as a doctor. So things have changed now. Now people come after Ayurveda treatment. You know very well, we appreciate pre-Ayurveda, pre-Corona Ayurveda practice. Now, if you prescribe a kashaya for children, especially in the pediatric practice, people didn't accept. Now the mother comes to Ayurveda hospital asking for a kashaya for their children. So such a drastic changes has happened in Ayurveda practice. We have to stick to the basic principles of Ayurveda. It may be a Darshana, Svachana, Pariksha, or it may be Desham, Dusham, Balam, Kalam, Analam, Prakriti, Maya, what is prescribed for the clinical practice. So hopefully, when we adopt Ayurveda principles in the practice, we don't have the problem. Before coming to this webinar, I attended a meeting where a huge, about 500-bedded naturopathy hospital owner, right? He says, people come naturopathy hospital asking Ayurveda treatment. So then, in a whole naturopathic hospital, they set up an Ayurveda wing. The people of a hierarchical system like IAS or the judicial system, when they come to this naturopathy treatment, they ask Ayurveda. Such a drastic changes has been, you can see, you can visualize in the society at present. So this probably is because of the government support. It may be because of the collegiate education. It may be because of the hospitals and practicing Ayurvedic doctors. So such a great changes has happened. I'm sure we should not compare ourselves with any other doctors or maybe allopathy or other system. We should set our standards that the time has come. So this Prabodhini will make everybody, individual, to set their standards for practice of Ayurveda. With this, I conclude. I thank the authorities for opportunity, and special wishes to my friend Dr. Gopakumar, and a wonderful Ayurveda practitioner too, those who regulate Ayurveda education. Now at present he is in evaluation, right? He is the head of evaluation of the university. Thank you, Dr. Manjunath. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your golden words. And actually, awareness has increased. If we talk about Ayurveda, many people who didn't know anything about Ayurveda are now reaching, now going to every hospital and asking about Ayurveda. They need Ayurveda. So it is really pride for us. And of course, we have the efforts and we have to do more in this field also. So Prabodhini also, we started with this aim only to reach everyone. And thank you, sir, for all your wishes. And next, please be with us. We will move to the next session. So I will invite our chairperson, ma'am, for her presidential address. So let me just give a small introduction about her. She is the heart of J.S.Group, our Shri Babu Singh Ayurveda Medical College. She is the patron who has provided us this platform of Prabodhini webinar. Dr. Sunita Yadav, ma'am, MBBS, MS in General Surgery, city's leading laparoscopic surgeon and healthcare administrator. She is the chairperson of J.S. Group, and many colleges, many institutions are running under him. She completed her MBBS and MS from Rama Medical College, Bareilly, recognized for excellent administrative skills along various health institutions, awarded the prestigious healthcare award by Dainik Jagran, and she was honored by state ministers and government of UP for her achievements. So I welcome you, ma'am, in the Prabodhini PARVA-25 and Silver Jubilee celebrations. So I will invite her to guide us, to bless us, and show path further for our success. And please, ma'am, hand over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Respected Dr. B.S. Prasad, sir, President of the NCISM in New Delhi, Dr. Prasanna Rao, sir, Director of SBSJSAMC&H Institute of Ayurveda, guest speaker, Dr. S. Gopakumar, Kerala University, sir. So today is the occasion of the dual celebration. First is the Silver Jubilee celebration as we are celebrating Prabodhini Parv. So we have started on 25th of April 2023. Till then we have completed 24th Parv, and today is the 25th one. So you have joined us previously so many times in the 10th episode also. So thank you for that. And second, we are having celebration 10th years of successful completion of our institute without any gap in any batch. So we are starting our institute on 5th May 2015, and today is 30th of April. So 5 days are left for the completion of the 10 years. So as today's topic is the making of Ayurveda clinician. For the perfect clinician, first is a theoretical knowledge. Theoretical knowledge is a must. Second is the practical knowledge. Third is the clinical exposure. Fourth is experience that continues throughout the life of the clinician. Learning is a continuous process. CME and the Prabodhini Parv is the part of that. So our eye sees what our mind knows. So theory is must. During the first year in the Kriya Sharir and the Rachna Sharir, we study the normal functions and the anatomy of our human body. During the second year, we study in the Rog Nidana. The students study about the abnormal structures, abnormal functions of the human body. And in the second year, students read about how to treat them in the different subjects like KC and PTSR, Shalya. For example, we take the students' blood in the first year practical for the normal study and the normal values. And we study the different parameters. During the second year, we take the patient's blood. From the patient's blood, we study about the abnormalities in the patient blood, abnormal values. And in the second year, students learn how to treat them in the clinical classes. So we are having the well-defined curriculum that is provided by the NCISM. So we are following that. And in the future changes, which NCISM is done in the dynamic syllabus, so surely we will follow them. The Prabodhini is a parv that is a part of the continuous process we will continuously do for the long duration. So I want to tell you that our institution is having the two students that are selected in the Spark 2024 and 25, the Avantika and the Paki, and our teacher, that is a Shamna ma'am. She is the guide of these students. Secondly, so we are having the student in the top 10 position in the university examinations that is conducted by the Guru Gorakhnath University, Gorakhpur. Divya, she is of the batch 22. And so we are having a Rajini student that is of the batch 2016. She is selected for the Government College, Lucknow, Ayurvedic PG College for the course of the PG. Sir, we are also conducting the weekly podcast series, Arogya Vichar, for the Ayurvedic awareness for the public. So it is a weekly podcast, and our so many teachers are conducting it. Our Preeti ma'am is also conducted it so many times as a host and as a speaker. So we are surely and we are thankful for you to join us and motivate us to do the better in the field of Ayurveda. Sir, we promise that our college will always work hard for making the best clinicians in the world. Thank you. Thank you once again for joining us. Thank you, ma'am. Hand over to the Preeti ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, I want to highlight here, ma'am, although she is from MBBS MS surgeon, still she feels very proud to practice Ayurveda in her clinic, and often she used to write Ayurveda medicines. And it is really a matter of pride that ma'am she supports us with everything and every work we do. And thank you so much, ma'am, for your such supportive words. And next, I think we will proceed to the scientific session, for which I would like to invite Dr. Anjita to moderate this session. And of course, Gopakumar sir, Namaskar sir. And we will start the scientific session shortly. So I will request Dr. Anjita to take over this session and introduce our chief guest speaker for today's episode for PARVA-25 Silver Jubilee celebrations. And I'm very happy to have you all for the celebration and support us in our journey. And in future also, we will arrange these Prabodhini webinar series. We will collect various gems and knowledges people from all over the world, and we will try to make them available for all of you to guide you in your practice. So from now, Dr. Anjita will take over this session and come forward with the scientific session. So thank you so much to all. Dr. Preeti Sao signing off for now. Okay, so before starting the scientific session, let me invite our Vice Principal, sir, Dr. Tentu Ram Babu, sir. He is waiting eagerly for his vote of thanks. And let me invite him, Dr. Ram Babu, sir. Please give your vote of thanks for this Silver Jubilee celebration session. So, Dr. Ram Babu, sir, are you there?
Yes. Thank you,
Yeah,
Dr. Preeti.
Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Please, sir.
Dhanvantaraye Namaha. Respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, faculty members, students, and dear participants. A very warm and respectful namaskar to all. On behalf of Shri Babu Singh, J. Singh, PG Ayurvedic Medical College and Hospital, Farrukhabad, it is my proud privilege and pleasant duty to propose the vote of thanks for today's special Silver Jubilee episode of the Prabodhini webinar series PARVA-25. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our guest of honor, Dr. B.S. Prasad sir, President Board of Ayurveda, NCISM, New Delhi, for gracing us with his insightful presence and continuous encouragement towards academic excellence in Ayurveda. We all know that जो भी अभी हिंदुस्तान में एकेडमिक्स जो आयुर्वेद में इतना उत्थान हो रहे थे, बिकॉज यू ओनली सर, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर यू विल बी इन द दिल्ली. We are very thankful to you and thankful to Lord Dhanvantari also. I also thank Dr. Prasanna Narasimha Rao sir, Director, SDM, Institutes of Ayurveda, Karnataka, for joining us and inspiring all of us with his wisdom and valuable vision for Ayurvedic education and practice. We all know that regarding Dr. Prasanna sir, he is the principles maker in the India. Thank you so much, sir. You produced one of the gem, Dr. Manjunatha sir, as a principal to us. Thank you so much for joining with us. A very special and sincere thanks to our guest speaker, Dr. S. Gopakumar sir, Registrar, KUHS, Kerala. So already this is a suspense. This is a definitely our listeners, audience, and all will soon they will inspire by listening him. Sir, we also in Delhi one time I listen your speech, and most of the Ayurvedic learners knows about you. No need to more explaining, and we will taste your speech soon. Thank you so much joining with us, being a busy schedule, and you will definitely inspire us. And we gratefully acknowledge the unwavering support and blessings from our respected chairman, Dr. Shailendra Singh sir, and Chairperson, Dr. Sunita Yadav ma'am. Already we listened, ma'am, for being the pillars of strength behind every initiative and innovation at our institution. Our heartfelt thanks to our dynamic principal, Dr.Manjunatha.N.S. sir, for his leadership, motivation, and constant support in organizing this meaningful academic event. Because today, this trio, these three stalwarts of Ayurveda, because his efforts only we are visualizing. Thank you so much, sir, for arranging such a great people this afternoon to all of us. And without you, this academic event is not possible. And I also thank the organizing committee, Dr. Nihar, Ranjan, Mahanta, Dr. Preetimayi Sahu, and Dr. Sinas B.S. for their tireless efforts in planning, coordinating, and successfully executing this webinar series. To all the participants from across the country who joined us today, your active presence and enthusiasm made this event a grand success, and more we will see soon with the Gopakumar sir presentation. We thank you sincerely and hope you carry forward the learnings into your professional journey. With immense gratitude in my heart, I conclude by seeking the continued blessings of the Ayurvedic fraternity and the divine knowledge of Ayurveda to keep us united in learning and service. Dhanyavad. Thank you all. And now I am handovering to the next scientific session. As already Dr. Preetimayi told, Dr. Anjita S. Kabir. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. A very good evening to one and all present here. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to this special episode held on the momentous occasion of the 25th Silver Jubilee celebration of the Prabodhini webinar series. I feel truly honored and blessed to welcome our guest of honor, Dr. S. Gopakumar, Registrar of Kerala University of Health Sciences. Personally, this moment is very special for me as I had the privilege of attending Sir's classes both during my UG and PG. His teaching style is not only informative, but deeply inspiring. So before handing over this section to Dr. S. Gopakumar sir, I would like to present a brief profile of this esteemed scholar. Dr. S. Gopakumar, Registrar of Kerala University of Health Science, is a highly accomplished academician with an inspiring journey in the field of Ayurveda. He completed his BAMS from the University of Kerala in 1995, securing first rank and a gold medal. He pursued his first post-graduation in Kaya Chikitsa from the University of Kerala in 2000. Later, he completed a second post-graduation in Roga Nidana from Kannur University in 2008. His academic pursuit continued with a PhD from the University of Kerala in 2019, where he developed an Ayurvedic instrument to assess stress among IT professionals, blending classical wisdom with modern day relevance. With over 22 years of teaching experience, Dr. Gopakumar sir began his career as a tutor and later served for 5.5 years in the Department of Roga Nidana at Government Ayurveda College, Kannur. He then worked as Assistant Professor at Government Ayurveda College, Trivandrum, and later as Associate Professor in both Kannur and Thiruvananthapuram Government Ayurveda College. He also held the position of Professor in the Department of Roga Nidana at Government Ayurveda College, Kannur. Dr. S. Gopakumar is actively involved in academic and administrative roles at the Kerala University of Health Sciences. He served as the chairman of the Board of Studies in PG Preclinical Ayurveda and as a member of Faculty of Ayurveda, the Academic Council and the University Ethics Committee. Dr. S. Gopakumar sir has been widely recognized for his outstanding contribution to Ayurvedic education and practice, which include the prestigious Bishak Ratna Award 2023 for the Lifetime Achievement and the Shri Dhanvantari Ayurveda Puraskaram 2023. He has also received the Best Teacher Award 2020 from KUHS and the Acharya Award 2017 from CCIM. Other notable honors include the Best Ayurveda Award 2016, the Amrit Mahotsav Dhanvantari Award 2022, the Agnivesh Award 2018, the Tilak Ayurveda Ratna Award 2019, the Dronacharya Award 2018, the Pride of Ayurveda title 2019 from Ayur Central Foundation, and so on. These awards reflect his deep dedication, excellence in teaching, and lifelong service to Ayurveda. He has presented more than 350 papers at various state, national, and international seminars, conferences, and workshops, including prestigious platforms in London, Chicago, Sharjah, Thailand, Moscow, Australia. He has authored more than 15 books and he has published numerous scientific papers in reputed journals, including the International Ayurveda Medical Journal. Apart from academics, Dr. S. Gopakumar has actively contributed to public outreach and community service. He has participated in numerous radio and television programs to promote awareness about Ayurveda. With such an inspiring journey marked by academic brilliance, research excellence, community service, and an unwavering passion for Ayurveda, Dr. S. Gopakumar sir truly stands as a role model for every Ayurvedic student and professional. Now, without much delay, I feel extremely happy and honored to hand over this section to our esteemed guest, Dr. S. Gopakumar sir. So, my dear students and all the listeners, this is a golden opportunity. So, I urge all of you to keep your eyes wide, your ears tuned in. Let us absorb each and every word of wisdom he shares with us today. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, respected dignitaries, respected faculty members, respected teachers, my beloved students. Very happy to be here, especially being the 25th episode of Prabodhini. I pray to Dhanvantari that may this continue in the future, reaching 50th episodes and even 100th episodes, celebrating century. Thank you so much, because such things will happen only when there is real element of dedication. People will be having different programs like webinar series, seminars, or other activity, but there will be a natural end. But from the listeners and as well as from the speakers, and when combined with the enthusiasm of the organizers, everything will be fine. I always believe that since Ayurveda has 3 doshas or 3 guna, in every events of scientific propagation, there are 3 components: organizer, speaker, listener. The Samyak Yoga of which will make Vata Nilomadayin knowledge exchange, so it will continue. So,
Sir, echo is going on, sir.
Echo.
Sir.
Any problem from there?
I think that on your mobile and system, both are working, sir.
No. You have joined through the system only. If there are multiple joins, you can disconnect one from the system. I think now it is okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because 2 joinings were there, no? Is it okay now?
Is it okay?
Yes,
It's okay, sir.
yes.
Now it's okay.
Okay,
No,
thank you.
sir.
Thank you so much. Okay, let us come back to the topic. So today I want to discuss with a very important topic, especially for the juniors, making of an Ayurvedic clinician. Actually, I started my career as a teacher in 2000. And now it is 2025. So I will be sharing my humble experiences, which I collected as a teacher as well as a clinician. So I very well know what is the real problem faced by a student when he comes out of the BAMS, or even after having a PG, when he is really facing a patient, how he should be intelligently utilize the concepts which he studied in the class. So otherwise, I would like to tell you that my attempt is to reduce the gap between principles and practice in the real sense. You very well know Vata is Ruksha. You very well know Pitta is Ushna. You very well know Kapha is Snigdha. No doubt, you know all these things. You very well know when the Snigdha component in your blood is increased, we call it as hyperlipidemia. Are you following me? When the Snigdha component in your blood is enhanced, we will call it as hyperlipidemia. When the same Snigdha component is increased in the liver, and according to Ayurveda, liver is Shonidavahanam Srodasam Yagrit Moolam, we can call it as fatty liver. Same way, when the Snigdha component is increased within the coronary artery, we can call it as atherosclerosis. We may use the terminology Dhamani Pradijayam. And once you identify that it is atherosclerosis, you visualize the internal lumen of the coronary artery by an angiogram. Then you will see that there is a possibility of Hridroga, Dhamani Pradijaya, and you will understand from the principle that you have to remove this Rodoroda by a drug which will bring down the cholesterol, which will work in the Snigdha, which will work in the Medho Dhadu. Then you may prescribe Resonas, Lisuna, something like that. So what I am going to tell for the next 1 hour, how you can combine all these things together by which you will be entering into the status of a successful Ayurvedic clinician. So that is my target is well defined. So I will tell you, my dear students, I am calling everyone a student only. I consider myself as also a student, even though I have 2 PG and PhD. I always wish that you should call me as a first year BAMS student, because when we feel that we are a first year BAMS student, we will never forget Padartha Vijnanam. We will never forget fundamental principle, and we will be remembering every components of Ayurveda with the modern anatomy, physiology, everything. So stay as a first year student, even though you are having multiple degrees. Okay. So the very first thing is my humble request, all of you, please imagine that you are sitting in your consulting room. Please imagine, please close your eyes and imagine that you are sitting in the consulting room and there is a patient sitting in front of you. There is a patient sitting in front of you. Everybody, please imagine. Okay, what you are going to do? First, you have to listen what the patient is telling. They will be telling all the major problems faced by them. They will be telling their signs and symptoms. They will be telling a detailed story. Never interrupt, never stop them. Let them talk in their own way. Once you identify that these are the main issues of the concerned patient, then naturally your right side of the brain should start thinking about the Ayurvedic fundamental principles related. It doesn't mean that you are going to open the Charaka Samhita Sutrasanam reading from the Dirgham Jividiyam. It doesn't mean that you are going to open the Aishkamiyam from the Ashtangridayam Sutrasanam. No. When the patient is telling some signs and symptoms, the primary thing is you identify this can be the area in Ayurveda where you have to locate about the patient. I will tell a simple example. We will be discussing only examples. You are getting a patient with a fever, because jara, that is a very common symptom. And patient is telling that the patient is having jara, but the temperature is not so high. The temperature is not so high. It is around 99 to 100 degree Fahrenheit. And the patient is telling she is suffering from, or he is suffering from rhinitis, running nose, feeling of dyspnea, cough, a little bit of breathlessness, dyspnea, and the fever is somewhat low fever, slight body pain is there. Then what could be your thoughts? What can be your thoughts? Should identify it is a case of jara. And when there is mild fever, something which is related with the Shida Guna will be playing in the curtain. What are the doshas having Shida Guna? Only two dosha, Vata and Kapha. Both are Shida Guna. So Shida Guna related doshas, if they are responsible for a fever, the fever will not go to the status of a hyperpyrexia. So there will be around 100 degree Fahrenheit. Then they are telling about the respiratory problem. Sneezing is there, coughing is there, difficulty in breathing is there. So Kasa, Shwasa, Pinasa, etc. are there. They are complaining about mild body pain, muscle pain, myalgia. So all these things put together, your brain will tell, as per your fundamental knowledge, the dosha domination of the patient sitting in front of you with the jara can be Vata, Kapha, jara. Are you getting me? So by analyzing all these things, same time the patient is sitting in front of you, you are not reading Ashtangridayam, Charaka Samhita, Sutrasanam, but you are recollecting the basic fundamental principles by exploring the signs and symptoms of the patient. Because of the low fever, Mandaguna Kapha, Shidaguna Vada, Shidaguna Kapha. So Vada Kaphas are there. Kasa, Shosa, Pradishaya, running nose, cold and breathlessness, cough. Definitely the Kapha involvement will be there. Mild body pain. Without Vada, there is no possibility of my pain. So Vada. So finally, my dear, what will be your clinical conclusion? You will tell that it is a case of Vada Kapha Jara. Okay. Then next moment, you are entering into the status of his Koshta Parisha. That is very important. Because why I am giving more importance to Koshta? Koshta doesn't reflect the general status of the alimentary canal. Koshta gives so vital clues. You have to write a medicine. That medicine should be properly absorbed, digested, and distributed into the system. So the Koshta and Agni status are very much important. So next natural question will be, what about your appetite? How is your Koshta? Then naturally you will be getting some answer by the patient. So you got a very important clue regarding the dosha domination of the case, the Koshta status and the Agni status. These are the minimum things. Then definitely you can go for certain laboratory investigations. Whether there is any positive test for any type of fever or any other modern laboratory findings are there, especially rise in ESR, rise in CRP, because these rise in ESR and CRP may indicate that there can be a dhatu paka, there can be an inflammation. So with this minimum information collected by maximum 5 to 10 minutes, your mind will go to the next level of decision making. I am telling you, your mind will naturally go to the next level of decision making. And then you will be feeling my case may be a Vata Kapha dominant jara with the Dhadu Paga or Dhadu Mala Sanjaya as the clinical scenario. You will start with a Lankana, Deebana, Pachana, Chikilsa. Naturally, you will go to a level of medicine because Vata Kapha both are Shida Virya. You have to give something which is Ushna Virya. And whenever there is Shida is there in any system, if Shida Guna operates in the respiratory tract, there will be Stampana. You should know in your second year, I am telling first year fundamental, second year you are telling Whenever there is Shita Guna will lead to Stambhana. Yasya Stambhane Shakti Sa Shita. If Shita Guna is operating in the respiratory tract, it will lead to Srodoroda, Stambhana, spasm, limited movements, and there can be all this Srodoroda related causes or penasa. So you will think about a Ushnavirya drug. Because Vata Kapas are there, even though there is Jara, you will think about a Ushnavirya drug which will not vitiate Pitta to such a level. So that is why mild Ushnavirya drugs will be there. You will be thinking about a drug which is Amapajana, which will empower the status of Agni, and then you will select a drug which will create Srodo Shuddhi in the Kantha. Kantha is Kapasthanam, Uras is Kapasthanam, Ura Kantha, both are the seats of respiratory issue. Amashya is the seat of Ama, Ura Kantha Amashayam. All the three are kapha sites. Are you getting me? Then you will remember your first year teacher. You will remember your first year teacher who taught you Ura Kanta Shiraklomama, Parvanyamashyo, Rasaha Medo Kranam Tejihwaja, Kapasya Sudaram Ura. My dear students, luckily we do have only 3 doshas. Luckily, we do have only 3 doshas. So you will identify that there is a strong role of the Kantha. There is strong role to the Ura. There is strong role to the Amashya and Parva joints. So all are Kapasthana. Naturally, you will select a Vata Kapakara drug and you will be starting the treatment with the Amapajana drugs. Then you can think about Amrudottaram Kashayam, Vaishwanada Churnam, Shadharana Churnam, any drug. Drugs are innumerable. The thing is the correct identification of the treatment principle using or strictly adhering to the fundamental. That is what I am telling. Then only you will be becoming a successful clinician by yourself. Otherwise, you can copy all the medicine from any textbook you can write. No. So you identified the status of dosha as Vata Kapha based on the clinical inputs from the patient. Then you identified the status of Agni, identified the status of Koshta. Then you fixed that I am going to prescribe Vata Kapahara Jora Chikilsa. Then naturally your brain will go to Charaka Jora Chikilsa, Ashtangradin Jora Chikilsa in the third professional which you studied. Then naturally you will think about a Pajanamradam Kashayam, Amrudottaram Kashayam, Pathya Kustumbaradi Kashayam. All these medicines are there. And if there is more kapha, if there is more domination of respiratory features, you will think about a Vyakriyadi Kashayam. I still remember when the episodes of H1N1 was reported. We very well know H1N1 share the same clinical features of Vata Kapajara, even though the nature is Agandu. H1N1 is a viral related fever and all the viral infections are considered as Agandujara. We started giving the Vyakriyadi Kashayam only. When you can add something to empower the respiratory function like Vasharishtam, Kanagasavam, something like that. And if there is excessive respiratory issue with Arojaka, generally in Vata Kapha dominant Jora, there will be Arojaka. You can think about Vyoshadi Vadagam, Pinasa, Shwasa Kasakinam, Ruji Swaragaram Param. So remember, naturally your mind will go to the yoga, and from the yoga you will come to the roga. So the pharmacology to pathology, pathology to pharmacology, your brain will be having mutual clinical knowledge exchange. Are you following me? From roga to yoga, yoga to roga, pathology to pharmacology, pharmacology to pathology, your mind will be having this two-way traffic, and then you will be finalizing the drug. This is the way to think about a patient using classical concepts. I think it is very clear. Same way, if you are getting a patient coming with a high-grade fever, I am telling some basic fever because that will be easy for you to understand. Just like a case of dengue hemorrhagic fever. We are getting very good number of dengue fever cases. And we very well know what is happening in dengue fever. It is a viral related disease. And in the second stage of dengue fever, you are getting the thrombocytopenia, massive reduction in the platelet count. And then you have to think about the Jora and Rektapitta together. Actually, my dear friends, when you studied second BAMS, you studied Charaka Samhita, Nidhanasthanam, and you studied a concept called Nidhanarthakara Rogam. I am always connecting to the textbook only, because otherwise you will feel that what is the need of studying textbook if you know the name of a drug? My ultimate aim is to connect you with the principles, and by which you will feel that every sloga, every concept you studied or you are studying can be applied in the practice. There is a beautiful concept by Charaka, the very exclusive concept, that is the Nidhanarthakara Roga. Nidhanarthakaro Rogo Rogasya Pyupajayade. What is the meaning? One disease will be leading to another disease. Jora Santapad Rekta Pitta Mudirade. It's a common sentence we come across in Charaka Samhita, especially in the 8th chapter of Nidhanasthanam, Avasmara Nidhanam. And what is the meaning? One disease will lead to another disease. The typical example is Jara Santapad Rektapittam. We very well know Jara is a Pitta dominant disease. And when there is extreme elevation of Ushna Tishna Guna, very important, my dear friends, every cellular damages are caused by Vimshadi Gunas only. That is what I am telling. Whatever you tell in modern medicine, ultimately the clinical impact to any cell, any tissue, any organ, any system is caused by an impact of a guna. If excessive Ushna Tishna Guna operating in Rekta Dhadu, definitely it will destroy the cells. As a result, you are getting the thrombocytopenia, you are getting bleeding. Jara to Rekta Pitta. Are you getting me? And when you read again Rekta Pitta Nidana, it is clearly mentioned. All the excessive Ushna Tishna Guna will destroy the clotting component called platelet. I believe if a particular component is helping the process of clotting, coagulation, that should have a kapha domination. Only kapha is Snigdha, Shida, Slashna, Sandra, Mrudu, Stira. Please follow the fundamentals. I am again taking you to the first BAMS only. The Snigdha, Shida, Guru, Manda, Slashna. So anything which can make a clot, anything which can make a sealing, which can act as a plug, which can stop the bleeding, should have the properties of kapha, and kapha will be easily attacked by Ushna Tishna. Are you getting me? Kapha is Mrudu, kapha is Snigdha, kapha is Guru. So kapha will be easily attacked by Ushna Tishna. That is why excessive elevation of Ushna Tishna in Pitta Jara will be leading to Rekta Pitta. Jara Santapad Rekta Pitta Mudirade. It is nothing other than dengue fever to dengue hemorrhagic fever. Then you see the medicine. What can be the medicine? You are getting fever, you are getting Rekta Pitta. So you should have a drug which will work both in Jara and Rekta Pitta, which should be Sida, Stambhana, Pitta Rekta Shamana. Naturally, your brain will go to Pittadika Sannibada Jaram and you will identify Drakshadi Kashayam. Naturally, your brain will go to Drakshadi Kashayam, which is absolutely a Shida drug. And if you come through the indication, you can see both Jaram and Rekta Pittam. Draksha Maduga Maduga Lodra Kashmirya Sharibaha Mustamalaga Kribera Patmakesara Patmagam Mrnala Chandanoshira Nilolpala Parutshagam Pando Himova Drakshadar Jati Kusuma Vastida Yuktam Madusida Lajer Jayatya Anila Pittajam Juram Madatayam Chardi Murcha Daham Sramam Pramam Urdagam Rekta Pittam Cha Pipasam Kamala Mapi. So what I am telling, how you are finding a drug, how you are reaching into a drug. This is the road map. This is the way to reach the Samprapti Vigatana by exploring the Samprapti. So what was your responsibility? You examine the patient. You identified it is a Pitta dominant Jara. You got the laboratory report that there is massive thrombocytopenia, massive bleeding, epistaxis, and purpura, Rekta Pitta, Jara, both are Ushna Tishna. Treatment should be opposite. That is Shida Virya in the context of Jara. Then you will be naturally going to a drug which is mentioned in Jara, mentioned for Pitta, mentioned for Rekta Pitta, mentioned with Shida Virya drugs. Then you will take the pen and write Drakshadi Kashayam. Are you getting me? So this is the way how you are writing Drakshadi Kashayam in a dengue hemorrhagic fever. Say for example, you are getting another type of fever. The third case of fever, the patient is coming with a very, very severe joint pain. And all the clinical features of AMA are there. Angamarda, Arijit, Trishna, Alasyam, Gauravam, Jara, Apaga, Shunata, Manganam. Shunata means swelling. The patient is presenting with the swelling, especially in the ankle joint, with very serious joint pain and ama lashana. Definitely, Vada domination with ama, you can come to the conclusion that including fevers like chikungunya. You very well know yet another Agandhudira. All these Jaras are very common in different parts of India nowadays. So you will be coming to the conclusion that Vada domination is evident from the clinical and pathological picture of chikungunya. So you will select a Kashaya which is Vada Shamanam, Amapajanam. Then naturally you will go to Rasna Panchakam. What is Rasna Panchakam? Rasna, Guduji, Erandam, Devadaru, Mahaushadam. Only 5 drugs are there. You see the 5 drugs? I am telling individual ingredients of each drug. And then I am telling the combined effect of the yoga. Rasna, Guduji, Erandam, Devadaru, Mahaushadam. Pibel, Sarvangage, Vade, Same, Sandhyasti, Majjage. So, my dear friends, I told only one concept. Identify the signs and symptoms. then go to the dosha domination, then go to the same context in the textbook, then go to the related yoga and make it a habit of prescribing the medicine by which you will feel that you are closely connected with the science of Ayurveda. Otherwise, I will be telling some 5 names: chikungunya, rasna panjagam, dengue fever, drakshadi kashayam, leptospirosis, yet another disease. You very well know leptospirosis. We call it as Wilt's disease. That is a bacterial origin. All the other 3 were belonging to the viral component, but this particular leptospirosis is caused by bacteria. We call it as leptospira icterohemorrhagia. What is happening in the case? Here also it is an agandu jwaram. As soon as the leptospira is entering into the body through the contaminated water by any crack or wound, the patient will be developing first jwara. Again jwara only. But later, in the second stage, the patient will develop kamala. There will be intrahepatic necrosis. Intrahepatic necrosis, Yagurpagam. Yagurpagam will be there and they will develop kamala. Jaundice, serum bilirubin rate will gradually go high. And even they will be getting intranecrosis, intrarenal necrosis. So there are Virkapagam and Yagurpagam. So what can be the answer? In leptospirosis, same way the dosha status started as pitta. As it progresses, it is coming to the stage where again kamala with the pitta involvement. Then naturally you will think about a drug which is Jwarahara, Kamalahara. Are you getting me? Jwarahara drug, Kamalahara drug, because in the laboratory report you are getting abnormal liver function test. You are getting all the LFT abnormal. So your brain will go to a disease which is, your brain will go to a drug which is Jwaraharam and Kamalaharam. Then naturally you will think about a Padola Kadirohinyadi. Your brain will go to Ashtangradayam Sutrasanam chapter number 15, where different ganas are mentioned, and you will start thinking about a Padola Kadirohuni Chandanam Madhusrava Guluji Padanidam Nikandi Kapha Pitta Vishamajjuram Visham Vami Marojagam Kamalam. Then you will feel that actually Vagbada mentioned this medicine even before he identified about the leptospira icterohemorrhagia for this purpose only. That is what we are telling in the previous inaugural address. B.S. Prasad sir and Prasanna Rao sir told about the pre-COVID Ayurveda and post-COVID Ayurveda. Nobody thought about a drug for COVID when we studied BAMS. But we know our fundamental principles are so intact and integrated by which any emerging condition can be clinically applied using the Tridosha principle. That is the time-tested beauty of Ayurvedic science. I repeat the word time-tested beauty of the Ayurvedic science. So let us come back to the leptospira, Padola Kadirohinyadi, you will write. So now I will come to a conclusion. When you studied Jwara in your Nidana or in your Chikilsa, there is a word which is common, Jwaro Rogapati. Jwaro Rogapati, Jwara is the model disease. Why? I will tell you, Jwara plus Rektapitta, dengue hemorrhagic fever. Jwara plus Kamala, leptospirosis. Jwara plus Shosa, H1N1. Jwara plus Amavada, chikungunya. All the 4 are emerging new conditions which we face now, but we can treat using the very time-tested all the fundamental principles of Ayurveda. Are you getting me? So you never open the textbook and wait for a chapter, Adha, the dengue hemorrhagic fever Nama Adhyayam Vyakya Syamaka. There is no chapter. There is no need. Adha, the COVID-19 Nama Adhyayam Vyakya Syamakidikas Mahuratrayadayo Marshe. No need. So what I am telling, study the fundamentals. I discussed about the 4 very commonly available infectious disease, and I told you how to deal them using Ayurvedic fundamental principle with the time-tested yoga from my clinical experience to show you, to convince you that learning fundamental principle is the first step of making of an Ayurvedic clinician. Clear? It doesn't mean that you are studying the fundamental daily. You are reading the textbooks, doing the Samhita Parayana. No, that is the primary thing. So grow beyond that. Grow beyond that. When you feel that there is bone and joints are involved with ama, there can be H1N1 possibility. Then go to Vata Kapagara Chilsa. There can be Amavada. Then go to the Chikungunya spectrum. Accordingly, you can make your own decision. Okay, so that is the first step. Then second thing is, I always try to tell this theory in any of my class. You learn about the Vikalpa Samprapti. You may ask me the question, what is Vikalpa Samprapti? Then your answer will be, I have written Vikalpa Samprapti for 2-mark question in my second BAMS examination. You forget about the marks. Actually, marks are having no importance. except marks will be deciding whether you are passing or failing. Okay, what I am telling, when you are asked to tell what is Vikalpa Samprapti, you are supposed to tell in a clinical language. Your answer should be in a clinical language. I will tell you, you know the case of motor neuron disease. Let us go from Jura to Vada Vyadhi. We very well know motor neuron disease. And motor neuron disease, what is happening? You are getting the degeneration of the motor neurons, by which the muscles will be becoming weak. Their strength will become low, their tone will become low, the muscles will undergo wasting, and finally the patient will be losing the bella, samhanana, everything. The commonest case of motor neuron disease is ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. It is not directly mentioned in our science, but we very well know something is happening to the neurons, by which the neurons are gradually dying. And then the muscles controlled by those neurons will not be functioning normally. We call it as motor neuron disease. And if you identify the Amsha Kalpana means Vikalpa Samprapti is telling that Tatra Vikalpo Amsha Doshanam Samavedanam Vikalpo Amsha Kalpana. What is the meaning? I can very easily explain to you. When you consider a case, there will be more than 2 dosha, maybe all the 3 dosha involved. If it is a Samsarga Roga, there can be 2 dosha. If it is a Sannibada Roga, there can be all the 3 dosha. Which particular guna of which dosha in which quantity really led to the disease? This mathematical calculation is called Vikalpa Samprapti. I will explain it very simply. You know how much Rusha guna of Vada resulted in the degeneration. Are you getting me? Rusha guna will be leading to Shoshana. According to Hemadri, Yasya Shoshane Shakti Sarusha. Wherever you are getting the Rusha guna increase, that particular cell will undergo degeneration. We very well know if the Rusha guna in the Sandhi is getting reduced, if the Rusha guna in the Sandhi is getting increased, the joint will undergo degeneration. You may get a disease called osteoarthritis. If Rusha guna is increasing in the neuron, definitely the neuron will become degenerated. You will be getting motor neuron disease. If Rusha guna is very much reduced in the skin, your skin will be losing the normal Snigdha guna and your skin will become dry, then scaling, and then there can be development of cracks. If Rusha guna is increasing in your colon, in your intestine, the water component in the colon will become minimum, your costa will become dry, and the patient will develop a constipation. If the Rusha guna in the eye is reduced, there will not be any tear, there will not be any water content, and your eye will become very dry eye. So what I am going to tell, the quantification of individual properties of individual doshas in a combined Samprapti is called Vikalpa Samprapti. I think you are understanding. I will tell once again the individual gunas of individual dosha. Say for example, how much Rusha of Vata in Kadigraha, how much Ushna of Pitta in Pandaroga, how much Snigdha guna of Kapha in fatty liver, how much Manda guna of Kapha in hypothyroidism, how much Shida guna of Vata in Shikapaja Jara, how much Shida plus Rusha together in a case of Vada Jara. This mathematical quantification is called Vikalpa Samprapti. So my dear friends, next time when you take the case, when you are listening to the patient and when you are going through the signs and symptoms and you are going through the history episodes, you identify that this is the proportion of involved dosha in any case. I will tell you generally when Vata Pitta works together. Luckily, we do have 3 dosha. That is very, very good for Ayurvedic graduates. Only 3 doshas are there. In English alphabet, 26 letters are there. Only 3 dosha. And if there is a Vada Pitta combination, what is happening? Vada is generally Rusha, Pitta is generally Ushna. The combination of Rusha plus Ushna will together make the cell dry. No doubts. Rushana of the Vayu, Ushna of the Pitta together operates in a cell. That cell will become dry and the cell will lose the water component, cytoplasm, and it will become dehydrated. That will become dehydrated. Something which is dehydrated, what is the solution? If the Samprapti is dehydration, what is the Samprapti Vigattanam? Rehydration. That is why in Vada Pitta, conditions of Shosha, we are adding Snigdha Guna as Snehapana. When you are asking what is the general indication of giving Girda to any patient, generally nowadays people due to the cholesterol fear, they will never write any Girda. But I very well know so many cases with the degeneration, the ultimate treatment is Girdapana only because Vata Pittotare Girda. Science very beautifully told. If you go to the Jwara Chikitsa by Charagam and Vagbada, I am really telling you how to connect with the textbooks for your daily practice. Kashaya Pana Pathyana Dashaha Idi Lenkide Sarpur Dadyat Kape Mande Vata Pittotare Jure. When there is Vata Pitta increase in a cell, listen carefully, those who are not having this idea before, in a particular cell, Kapha component is coming down and the cell is becoming Vata Pitta dominant, then the only answer is Girda. You just go to the Vidaryadi Girdam. There is a yoga called Vidaryadi Ganam. And if you see the indication of Vidaryadi Ganam, it is beautifully told Vidaryadi Rayam Hridyo Brahmano Vata Pittaha Shosha Gulma Anga Marda Urda Shosa Kasa Harogana. Vidaryadi is a yoga which is Vata Pittahara, so which will be Brahmana, which will be Shosha Hara. If there is a dry cough, I am repeating, if there is a dry cough, an allergic cough, an irritant cough with definite evidence of Kavatshayam, prescribe Vidaryadi Girdam. Never prescribe Vidaryadi Girdam in a productive, kapha dominant, congestive type of cough. Are you getting me? So dosha domination is very much important. That is why when you get a case of motor neuron disease, you identify that there is Shoshana. Shoshana is due to the degeneration, and then you have to regenerate, and regeneration can be done only by Vata Pitta Hara and Kapha Kara Chikitsa. Vata Pitta Haram and Kapha Kara Chikitsa, then you will think about a Brahmana yoga called Vidaryadi Girdam. But again, problems comes. Before administering any Brahmana Chikitsa, you have to make the concerned system very much ready to absorb the medicine. A great mistake done by Ayurvedic common Vaidyas, they will straight away jump into the Brahmana Chikitsa. I very well know my case is a degenerative disease like a motor neuron disease. Degeneration means Dhadushayam, Rasakshayam, Shosham. So the treatment is Brahmana, and naturally I will jump into a Rasayana. Don't do it. You have to do Brahmhyastu Mridhu Lankayel. Before starting the medicines of any Brahmana, do the Srodho Shuddhi. What do you mean by Srodho Shuddhi? The available medicinal component should reach the targets. The bioavailability of a medicine should be fixed and determined. That is what is called the Srodho Shuddhi in pharmacology. Srodho Shuddhi in pharmacology means the concerned molecules of a drug should reach the target. And to make that easy going, you have to create a Lankana. That is why Brahmhyastu Mridu Lankayel. So what is the purpose? You have to do some Lankana Chikitsa, some Srodho Shuddhikara Chikitsa before going to the Snigdha Chikitsa like Brahmana. So what you will do? You can give a Vaishwanara Churnam 15 gram with hot water or Takram 3 to 5 days. Then only go to the main Brahmana medicine. Are you getting me? Just like you are, if you want to paint your wall with the very latest emulsion paint, what you will do? You will straight away never do the painting. You will remove every unwanted dirty things by sandpaper, and then you will clean the wall. Then only you will apply the fresh paint. Like that only. So in every Dhadushaya case, I am repeating every Dhadushaya case of degeneration, like motor neuron disease, like Parkinson's, like any other cases of brain degeneration, do some Lankana Srodho Shuddhikara Chikitsa by a Churna, preferably Vaishwanara Churna, Shadharana Churna, then only go to the main Brahmana type of Rasayana. The concept is very simple. Brahmhyastu Mridu Lankayel. Okay. Now you have to do Shodhanadi Chikitsa. Kevala Shamana Chikitsa may not be useful in every disease. We very well know the difference between Shodhanam and Shamanam. There is a beautiful classical reference which you all of you have to keep in your brain. Tatra Alpe Langanam Pathyam, Madhye Langana Pajanam, Prapude Shodhanam Tabhi, Mula Dunmulayin Malan. What is the meaning? You think a case where you are getting gradual accumulation of Medo Dushti in your body. Gradual Medo Dushti by LDL. The Vigrda Medas, like LDL is gradually getting built up in your body. serum uric acid is gradually building in your body, and serum uric acid accumulation of the LDL, etc., are leading to multiple organ damage, and you cannot simply control by a normal Shamana Chikitsa. So do Shodhana. Dosha kadajit kupyanti jitha lengana padanai edu samshodhane shuddha na tesham punarudbhava. What is the meaning? Whatever disease you treated with the minimum Shamana Chikitsa, there can be a chance of recurrence. But the diseases which are treated by Shodhana Chikitsa, the chances of recurrence will be comparatively low. This is very well evident in psoriasis. We are treating that much number of psoriatic cases here, especially in dry weather and in conditions like dry weather conditions and in cold conditions of December or January, especially in India, it will increase. And what is the reason? It is a notorious autoimmune disease which will be relapsing and having the remission. So do Shodhana. In my clinical experience, I will identify the dosha domination of psoriasis. Generally, my dear friends, plague psoriasis belong to Vata Kapha, generally. But if you are getting a palmoplantar psoriasis, or you are getting a pustular psoriasis, where the pustules are there in palm and sole, where there is swinging pyrexia, then there can be pitta nibandha. Otherwise, generally, psoriasis is Vata Kapha. So do Snehapana, preferably with Tiktaka Gردam, Aragudha Mahatikta Gردam, Padola the Grdam, etc. And then go to the Svedana, then do Vamana Virejana, then only go to the Shamana Chikitsa. Because the doshas which are Tiryagata, these are the clinical words. We learn all the modern clinical words, but we least bother about our clinical words. This word is very important, my dear friends. The word is Tiryagati. You know what is Gati in our body. Doshas will be moving upward, downward like that. What do you mean by Tiryagati? Tiryagati is the abnormal movement of dosha which are very, very, very far away from the Shodhana Margam. Shodhana Margam Parityajya. They are away from the main roots of Shodhana. So they are very much connected with, very much deeply seated in the dhatu. So they cannot be easily separated. Such status is called Tiryagati, a notorious clinical stage which is evident in psoriasis. That is why we have to do repeated Snehana Shodhana in treating chronic skin diseases, especially chronic autoimmune skin diseases. So do Shodhana Chikitsa as a mandatory practice whenever you feel that the disease is chronic and you are getting the disease very chronic. So Snehapana is mandatory. Sometimes you are not able to do Shodhana due to the weakness of the patient. All the patients may not be eligible to undergo Shodhana. Then you can do Alpa Shodhana. That is why Manibhadra Gulam is mentioned. My dear, considering all the problems faced by the normal physician, Acharya provided multiple options. I am telling you, if you are not able to do a very powerful Shodhana in the patient due to the Belahani, due to the age, due to other complication, you can do Alpa Mala Shodhana. That is a drug called Manibhadra Gulam is mentioned in Kushta Chikitsa. So that can be given 15 to 20 gram of Manibhadra Gula given at a time. Will be causing a Murdu Shodhana without leading to much Dhadu Chopha. Generally, the problem of Shodhana is if you do an untimely Shodhana, if you are doing a Shodhana in a contraindicated case, which will be disturbing the normal symphony of Dhadus. I know, I understand what is the meaning of symphony destruction. When the symphony Dhadu Samyada, Dhadu Sarada will be destroyed by abnormal Shodhana, then you can induce a controlled Shodhana. For that also there are medicines are there. Actually, what I am telling, Acharya very well know the clinical dilemmas which you are going to face, for which he has placed so many answers. So identify the entire science as a whole, then you can select this particular treatment principle is for this patient. For another patient with the same disease, with the different status, treatment is different. In the previous speech, somebody told about Dushyam, Desham, Belam, Kalam, Analam, Pragradim, Vaya, Sattvam, Satmyam, Tadaharam, Avastasya, Pradakvidha, Sukshma, Samishesha, Dosha Oshada Nirupane, Yo Vartade Chikilsayam, Nasaskalati Jadujit. And what I am telling in the next level, you identify whatever be the pathology in modern medicine. Some pathologies may be autoimmune, some pathologies may be metabolic, some pathologies may be degenerative, some pathologies may be neoplastic. These are the general common pathology. Samanya Samprapti. Autoimmune diseases we are getting just like rheumatoid arthritis. You are getting Hashimoto thyroiditis. You are getting systemic lupus erythematosus. These are the autoimmune diseases. We have a particular strategy. When there is autoimmune disease, the basic thing is to correct the Agni. Why you have to correct the Agni? Because we very well know Agni Moolam Belam Pumsam. Agni is Belam. The same Agni can turn against the body and destroy the normal, friendly, healthy Dhatu. Then we will call it as autoimmune disease. I would like to take you to the last sloka of Grihani Chikitsa. You may ask me, sir, what is the connection between Grihani and autoimmune disease? Every disease in Ayurveda are connected in one way or other. Aharam Agni Pachadi Doshan Ahara Varjide Dadun Shineshtu Dosheshtu Jividam Dadu Samshaye. What is the meaning? A very intelligent sloka by Vagbhata Charaka. Both Acharyas shared the same sloka. Aharam Agni Pachadi. Normally the food is digested by the Agni. In the absence of Ahara, the Ama will be digested by Agni. That is treatment. Ama will be digested by Agni. And even in the absence of Ama, the Agni will destroy the Dhatu. The normal Agni, which was protecting the body as Belam, will turn against the normal Dhatu, and Dhadus will be destroyed by the Agni. We call it as Dhadugada Atyagni. Dhadugada Tishnagni, that will be leading to tissue destruction, and the pathology will be very much similar to autoimmune disease. The same Dhadu Paga is occurring in SLE. You think about SLE, systemic lupus erythematosus, a disease which is never directly mentioned in Ayurveda. But if you can explore the Ayurvedic fundamentals with a beautiful clinical correlation, you can see multiple level Dhadu Pagas are seen in SLE. I repeat the word, multiple level Dhadu Pagas are seen in SLE. You are getting arthritis, you are getting hepatitis, you are getting nephritis, you are getting dermatitis, you are getting vasculitis. All the inflammations in different Dhadus and Srodasas are there in SLE. So, multiple Dhadu Paga Chikitsa is important. That is why when I am treating the SLE, I will be combining Pittadiga Sannibada Jwara Chikitsa. I am combining the treatment from Pittadiga Pandu Chikitsa, Pittadiga Kushta Chikitsa, and even Pittadiga joint pathology. So all these things can be combined. Dadimadi Gridam can be given. Mahadiktaka Gridam can be given in SLE. But remember, Gridabana can be started only after empowering the Agni. In all Dhadu Paga conditions, I am giving you a vital clinical tip. In all Dhadu Paga conditions where autoimmune related inflammations and necrosis will follow, you have to do Gridapana. Dhadu Paga answer is Gridam only. But how you can give a Grida Kalpana? You cannot give a Grida straight away because that may aggravate the existing Agni Mandya. So do Ama Padana, then make Srodo Shuddhi, then go to the Gridapana by Pitta Shamana drug. Dadimadi Gridam is excellent in Pandu. Dadimadi Gridam is mentioned in Pandu Chikitsa, and you very well know, if you know the pathology of pathogenesis of SLE, you are getting anemia, you are getting leukemia, and you are getting the thrombocytopenia. All the three cells are coming down. Red cells will come down, WBC will come down, platelet will come down, and then you can think about Panduvamayi, Pibedado, Sarpur Kalyanagahoyam, Panchagavyam Mahasiktam, like that, and Dadimadi Gridam is selected. Same way you can think about Mahatiktaka Gridam. Mahatiktaka Gridam is indicated in Kushta Chikitsa. We very well know Kushta Chikitsa is very much connected with the Rekta Dushti. And the Rekta Dushti is a common phenomenon in SLE. You are getting dermatitis, mala red, the butterfly rash. You are getting vasculitis, you are getting hepatitis, you are getting nephritis, you are getting meningitis. So everywhere you are getting Dhadu Bhagam. So my point is very simple. If you study the modern pathology of SLE and if you understand what is happening in Dhadu Bhagam and you understand the Grihani concept of Dhadugada Atyagni, then naturally medicines will flow. You cannot search the textbook that whether there is a chapter called SLE. No. You will be getting multiple chapters of Ayurveda, but your clinical intelligence using your Dhi, Dhridi, Smriti. In your first year, your teacher might have taught you about Dhi, Dhridi, Smriti. I am repeating you, Dhi is clinical intelligence. Dhridi means clinical execution. and smriti means clinical retention. So you study something using the Shastra, you implement something in the patient, then that implementation result will be in your brain as smriti. So dhi to dhriti to smriti, again to di. This is the way you are becoming a clinician. Are you getting me? This is the way you are becoming a clinician. The dhi from your first year, dhi from your second year, applied in the dhriti in the third year in a patient, and getting the smriti of it upashya or anupashya, which will be back supporting your dhi. This is the way to grow from the science to the real practice. That is what I am telling. Making of an Ayurvedic clinician is strictly based on the knowledge on fundamental clinical principle. Okay. Now, one more important thing I will tell you. That is regarding the Vyadhi Avastha. That is regarding the Vyadhi Avastha, clinical stage. My dear friends, even though Ayurveda tells treatment for every disease treatment is limited to a stage only. That is very important. Ayurveda will tell you apply Lebana in a Sandhi where there is arthritis. Ayurveda will tell you apply Lebana in a Sandhi where there is swelling or arthritis. But that is limited to only in the superficial acute stage of arthritis. When you are going to get the destruction of the cartilages of the bone and you are going to develop the bone deformity, Lebana will not do much. Then you can think about the deeper treatments. I would like to invite you to the disease called Vadarektam. I would like to invite you to the disease called Vadarektam, where you are getting dermal, vascular, and arthritic pathology together. My dear friends, never underestimate Vadarektam. Some people will tell that Vadarekta is gout arthritis. Some people will tell that Vadarekta is rheumatoid arthritis. But you really clinically evaluate the disease, we can see Vadarekta is a dermal pathology, Vadarekta is a vascular pathology, and Vadarekta can be a joint pathology. And there beautifully Acharya is telling the treatments in two domains, Uttanam, Gambhiram. What is the purpose of dividing the disease into two stages? Next 5 minutes, I will be talking only about the clinical phases. Vyadhi Avastha, Tvang Mam Sastriyam Uttanam Tat Purvam Jayade Tada. What is the meaning? Certain diseases will be limited to superficial dhatu. We call them Uttana, where Behi Parimarjana Chikilsa alone is enough. You need not go to systemic Snekhabana. There is no need of systemic Snekhabana, Vasti, Viredana, Rasayana. Only Uttanam, Lebana, Abhyanga, Parisheka, Avagaham. When you are getting only superficial swelling with the discoloration and pain, you treat with the Lebana, Abhyanga, etc. And when Lebana, Abhyanga both are there, which you will administer first? Lebana is Lankhana. Lebana is the application of Lankhana, Legaguna in Sandhi. Legaguna in Koshta is Upavasa. Legaguna in Sandhi is Lepanam. Are you following me? How you are clinically applying Legaguna? Legaguna is for Lankhana. Lankhana in Sandhi is called Lebana. So do Lebana first. You are expecting the reduction of the swelling. And once you get the reduction of the swelling, identify that there is less kapha, less Snigdha guna, more Ruksha guna, then go to the Abhyanga. So my point is very simple. Imagine, my dear friends, you are getting a painful joint with the swelling. Imagine, I think still you are sitting in the old consulting room only. I told you to imagine that you are sitting in the consulting room. I think still you are there, but a different patient is sitting in front of you. A patient is sitting with the pain and swelling in the joint. ESR is high. You very well know it is a case of rheumatoid arthritis, maybe pain and swelling. So we very well know pain is due to generally Vada and swelling is generally due to Kapha. And which you will treat when there is Kapha and Vada together, you will treat first Kapha only because Kapha is Guru, Snigdha, Shita. Only after treating the Guru Guna, Snigdha Guna Dosha, you can go to the Vada because Vadasya Upakrama Sneha. Remember, sharpen your brain. Vadasya Upakrama Sneha, the ultimate treatment for Vada in any system is Snehana and Brahmana only. How you can do Snehana without treating the Kapha? In the joint, there is swelling. When there is swelling Kapha, so bring down the Kapha by Lepana Chigilsa, Nagarada Leba, Grahadoma de Leba, something like that. Then when Kapha comes down, when swelling comes down, identify that the joint is Vada dominant, Vadasya Upakrama Sneha, you can go for Abhyanga. Are you getting me? Yes or no? I want your answers. I think I am talking like a radio only. I think you are listening. So in a patient where there is both swelling and pain, swelling is generally due to Kapha, Pain is generally due to Vata. So first treat Kapha because swelling is due to Kapha. Without treating Kapha, you cannot add any Snehana to the Vata. So treating Kapha is mandatory first. How to treat? You will apply Lebana, Nagarada Leba, Grahadumada Leba by Ruksha Guna. Churnas like Lebana will bring down the Snigdha Guna. Synovial fluid, if it is excessive, will come down. Then swelling will come down. Pain will be remaining. And when swelling comes down, still pain is there. You will guess that Kapha less, more Vata, Kevala Vadam, no Kapham Vadasyo Bakramasneha, Abhyanga. Are you getting me? So I think now you feel that treating Ayurveda needs that much element of mathematical calculation of Vimshadi Guna. That is why Shadobakrama Ayurveda told Guru to Brahmana, Legu to Lengana, Ushna to Sedana, Sida to Stambana, and Ruksha to Uddhartana, and Snigdha to Snehana. That is why Shadobakramas are there. Okay, so my point is identify the Vyadi Avastha. One more thing I will tell you. When you are getting a case of Adhisara, so we started from the Costa, we went to the Jura, we went to the neurology, motor neuron disease, we went to the SLA, autoimmune disease, and now we are coming to a case where you are getting diarrhea, GIT. There are so many conditions of abnormal GIT conditions mentioned in Ayurveda. There are two groups of disease, inflammatory bowel diseases. I think you might have seen about inflammatory bowel disease and irritable bowel syndrome. Two groups of diseases which are generally affecting the colon. In inflammatory bowel disease, generally Pitta Rakta Anubandham will be there. IBD, inflammatory bowel disease, we are very much connected with the Pitta Raktaja, Adhisaram, Pitta Rakta related Pravahiga or Pittaja Grahani. Pitta will be there, and bloody mucoid diarrhea will be there. The internal colonic mucosa will be eroded, by which the absorption of the essential nutrients will be affected. So patient will become lean, bloody mucoid diarrhea, anemia, etc. Everything will be there. So what you will do? You will do first Pitta Raktakara Chikilsa. You will stop the bleeding. And then you will empower the Agni. And then naturally you will prescribe a medicine which will be healing the internal colonic mucosal lining. I am telling you, Pittasya Sarpishapanam Sodhisidir Virejanam. You studied in fundamental. And Pittasya Virejanam, you very well know you cannot do Virejana when there is an inflammatory bowel disease, because inducing a Virejana will aggravate the bleeding. What you will do? You will empower the Agni status in the Kosta, and you will be prescribing Dadimastaka Churnam, Kapittashtaka Churnam, which are mentioned in Adhisara. So you will be controlling the Adhisara. And when you feel that there is very good appetite, Agnim Jarana Shaktya, when there is very good appetite, naturally you will go to Gridapana, which will heal the intestinal mucosa. There are so many medicines mentioned in Ayurveda, Charngeri Gridam, Dadimadi Gridam, etc. are the medicine which will be healing the internal mucosa of the colon. But these gridas can be given only after empowering the Agni by Dadimastaka or Hinguvajadi or any other drug, depending upon the condition. And then you have to stop the bleeding. You have to stop the bleeding. You have to arrest the bleeding, because bleeding itself is a dangerous situation in chronic inflammatory bowel disease. Think about the Pichavasti. Vada Sleshma Vibandeva Kafe Vadisravatyavi Tule Pravahigayamcha Pichavasti process. The Shalmali Pushpas are taken using the Ajat Shiram. What about Ajat Shiram and the bloody mucoid diarrhea? You go to Sutrasanam again. Alpambupana Vyayama Kadutikta Senir Leku Ajam Shosha Juras Shosa Rekta Pitta Adhisarajit. In Rekta Pittam Adhisaram, the specific milk mentioned in the Sutrasana itself is Ajat Shiram. So you can internally give Ajat Shiram with Musta. It is clearly indicate that you can give Gridapana and Shirapana to stop the bleeding. Musta Siddham Paya, Shadavari. In my practice, I always recommend Shadavari Shiram and Shadavari prepared Grida to arrest the chronic bleeding of IBD. Rektam Purvam Va Paschadyo Adhisaride, Shadavari Gridam Tasya Lehartam Uvakalpayed, Ashtangridayam Adhisara Chikilsa. Very typically they are telling. Ashtangridaya never told about ulcerative colitis. Ashtangridaya never told about the Crohn's disease, but they told a thing. Vada Sleshma Bande Vashu Kafe Vadi Sravatyavi, Sarekta Picha Trishna. All these conditions of Sarekta Picha Trishna, bloody mucoid diarrhea. So I am telling you, my dear students, read the sentences, read the sloga. I always tell to my students inside the class and outside the class, read the sloga, read in between the lines, read beyond the lines, and finally be the lines. I think the same advice I am sharing with you. Read the lines, read in between the lines, read beyond the lines, and then you be the lines, you be the apta. We always follow apta. But when you read and understand the concept, you are becoming apta. Otherwise, no, there will not be any more aptas available because Charaga, Susruta, Vagbada are not now. It is your responsibility to be the apta for the coming generation, for which you have to do the habit of reading the lines, beyond the lines, and in between the lines. Then you will see that Sarekta Picha Trishnartham mentioned in Adisara Chikilsa is very much clinically suitable to IBD. Then naturally you will go to the treatments like Chidabanam, Ajat Chidabanam, Sadavari Gradabanam, and Pichavasti in mucoid damage, more mucoid diarrhea in ulcerative colitis. When you go to IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, what is happening? In irritable bowel syndrome, you are getting the alternate episodes of diarrhea and constipation. There is no visible anatomical, biological, or biochemical neoplastic inflammatory change in colonoscopy. Nothing. You do the colonoscopic examination in IBD, you cannot see anything. No histological damage, no neoplasm, no inflammation, nothing. But the patient will be telling, sir, I am getting diarrhea immediately after having my morning breakfast. So that is what is called a spastic colon. Spastic colon is nothing other than the Pakvashayagata Vadam, because according to Ayurveda, colon, Pakvashayam, Purishavahanam Srodasam, Pakvashyo Moolam, Stula Gudascha, and when you read Pakvashayavada, when you read Pakvashayavada, Pakvashaya Krudda Shulana Handra Gudanam Malaroda Ashma Vardharsha Trika Prishta Kadigraha Malaroda there. Then you may ask me, sir, if Pakvashayavada is there, there can be only one possibility called constipation. How there is diarrhea? Then I am telling you, Vada is Chala, Vada is Shita, Vada is Ruksha. Ruksha Janida, Shida Janida Vada will lead to constipation, and abnormal Chalaguna, the abnormal motility will be leading to diarrhea. The same Vada with the two different property behave in different way in same Adhisthana. Are you getting what I am telling? Are you getting what I am telling? The same dosha with the two different property in the same adhishthanam, same colon is operating, and you are getting IBSC, IBSD. Ruksha Guna Vada will cause Shoshana, constipation. Shida Guna Vada will cause Stambhana, spasm, colonic motility reduction, and again constipation. But when there is abnormal Chala Guna of the Vada, intestinal motility increased diarrhea. So same Vada with the different guna. Now I identified how to identify the gunas of individual dosha. It is happening everywhere. Same way when kapha in the Mutravaha Srodas, you may get an ashmari. Kapha with Stira Guna, Manda Guna in Mutravaha Srodas, you may get an ashmari, like a calcium phosphate stone. When you are getting pitta in the Mutravaha Srodas, you may get a burning, mixturation, daha, raga, and you may get even hematuria, you may get a fever, you may be getting a urinary tract infection. If Vada is operating in the Mutravaha Srodas, you are getting stricture urethra, you are getting abnormal Mutra Kritsrada. So Vatika Kritsram, Paitika UTI, Kapaja Ashmari, the same Adhisthana, different dosha, different guna, different pathology, different diagnosis, different treatments. This is what I told. Understand the impact of individual gunas of individual dosha. That is what is called Vikalpa Samprapti. See, when your teacher taught Vikalpa Samprapti in second year, it was a question for 2 marks. Over. But now you identify every case with all advanced modern investigation, all histopathological evidences, all the so-called imaginary methods, all imageology, you can identify which guna of which dosha is responsible for such a particular clinical evidence. So that is what I am telling. Identification of the guna behind a particular pathology is called Vikalpa Samprapti. Very, very much important. Okay. Then I was talking about the different clinical phases. Different clinical phases of the same disease. I told you a phase with amam, a phase with niramam. Say let us take an example of a respiratory case. You know, when the kapham the normal kapha in the respiratory tract or urus is there, it is immunity. Pragradastu belam sleshma. Until and unless my kapha with the normal snigdha siddhadi gunas are there in my kandham, my urus, my amashayam, that will serve as an immunity to me. But when the normal kapha is converted into vigirda kapha, sama kapha, then that kapha will be nurturing the microorganisms, then it will be leading to chest infection. I am telling a vital clinical point. Normal kapha is immunity in chest. Vigirda kapha will be leading to multiple infection. What is vigirda sama kapha as per the reference? How you will identify the kapha in the chest is samam. Agni mandya can be identified by asking a question, what about the appetite? What about the identification of kapha which is sama? Abilas tandulas tyana kanta deshi avadishtade. Samo valasa durganda shududgara vibandakrat. When the kapha situated in the chest, in the kanda is avila, sticky, upalebada, and it is causing obstruction. It is leading to dyspnea. It is leading to bronchospasm, bronchial congestion, alveolar congestion, and it is leading to consolidation in the chest X-ray. You identify it is sama kapha. Ama itself is guru, kapha is also guru. When guru guna kapha is aggravated by guru guna ama, the srodoroda will be more powerful. You need extra shodhana. That is why, my dear friends, Urdha Shodhanam, Adho Shodhanam are equally recommended in respiratory disease. When Acharya is telling about Kapaja Chikilsa or Shotha Chikilsa, Urdha Shodhanam, Vamanam, Adho Shodhanam, Viredanam, both are indicated because Ama converting the normal kapha into Sama kapha will be that much obstructive. Vibandakrit, Shududgara Vibandakrit. Kapha will convert normal ruji to arochaka and normal kapha to sama kapha. That is why wherever there is kapha dosha vitiation, arochaka will be mandatory. A very important clinical observation. Wherever there is kapha dosha, there will be always arochaka mandatory. That is why Talisa Patradi Churnam is mentioned for arochaka chikilsa in Rajeshma. Tadrujyam. So my point is very simple. Identification of the avastha is important. So I am concluding, so many things are there. The only point which I want to stress is, if you want to be a successful Ayurvedic clinician, start from fundamental principles, identify the properties of individual tridosha, and identify which guna of the which dosha resulted in a disease. That is what is called Vikalpa Samprapti. Then go to all modern clinical evaluation. What is happening to a cell? What is happening to a cell? What is happening to RBC by Tishna Guna? What is happening to WBC by Tishna Guna? What is happening to the platelet by Tishna Guna? Impact of different gunas in different cells, tissue, organ, system, channel. That is the Ayurvedic pathology. Are you understanding me? So what I am telling, the cellular level of Amshamsa Kalpana by Vimshati Guna, that itself will make you confidently, that will itself will give you a confident idea regarding the pathology. Then go to the Vyadhi Avastha. Whether the Vyadhi Avastha is Sama, Nirama, Uttana, Gambhira, Srodoroda, Srodoshuddhi, Jirnam or Uttanam, or Dadushayam or Avaranam. Dadushayam Avaranam is very important in brain conditions. If something is happening inside a cell, that is Avaranam. Beta amyloid protein, Lewy bodies, unwanted metabolic waste are accumulated in a cell in the neuron, that is Avaranam. Avarana will lead to Dhadushayam. Do Lankana Chakilsa, Apatarpana Chakilsa in Avaranam. Do Brahmana Chakilsa, Rasayana Chakilsa in Dhadushayam. In any neurological case, definitely most of them will start as Avarana. In due course of time, they will be converted into Dhadushayam. Charaga beautifully told the fate of Avarana. Avarana will be leading to Dhadushaya. So my point is very simple. The clinical knowledge about a Vyadhi Avastha is very much important. Okay, and the next thing is, you do every modern evaluation in terms of the physical clinical examination. Clinical examination is very much important. Laboratory investigations are very much important. They will be adding your knowledge in terms of Ayurveda with the Tridosha. When you know the serum uric acid level is abnormally high, more than 10 milligram, then you can have a doubt that the same uric acid crystal will go to kidney, leading to uric acid stone. Otherwise, you will think that it will be leading only gout arthritis. The patient is telling that I am having pain in the big toe, in the feet, big toe, the thumb, the big toe, there is pain and acute tenderness. That is gout arthritis. You check the uric acid, it is 10 milligram. The patient is regularly consuming viruddhaharam, vidakyaharam, etc., like red meat, alcohol, etc. Definitely, the serum uric acid, the crystals will go to the kidney where they will be deposited, leading to uric acid stones. So the knowledge and the clinical estimation of uric acid is important. When you come to know that uric acid is an unwanted metabolic dhatu malam, with its pitta dominant is increased in the body, which will go to the Mutravaha Srotas, there can be a pitta jashmari, then think about the Shadavari, Gochuda, and give it to the patient. Otherwise, how you will give a Shadavari and Gochuda? Shadavari and Gochuda will be on your right and left, but if you don't know serum uric acid is high and you don't have the idea that serum uric acid will be crystallized in the kidney, you will never prescribe. So knowing the disease is very important. That is why every modern knowledge is important. I always tell my students to be the good CBI officers. You may ask me, what is the connection of CBI and Ayurveda? Generally, we tell that Darshana Parisha, Sparsana Parisha, Prashna Parisha. CBI people are very, very expert in asking questions. With the minimum questions, they will get the best answers. So they are very, very expert in questioning. So CBI means, in my word, CBI means it is not Central Bureau of Investigation. It is clinically balanced intelligence. So I am telling you, CBI means, my final conclusion, be CBI pupil, clinically balanced intelligence. Your right side with Ayurvedic fundamentals, your left side with the modern knowledge, and your Dhi, Dhridi, Smriti will be switching over from right to left to right, and your decision will be the ultimate thing, which will be reflecting the real pathology, samprapti of the patient. And finally, go to the treatment principle. Last 5 minutes. Treatment principles are the principles which you derive based on your clinical observation against a dosha and against a vyadi. My dear students, treatments are two. Dosha pratiniga chikilsa, vyadi pratiniga chikilsa. Treatment against a specific dosha like vadasya sneha, pittasya gridabana, kapasya lengana. That is general, dosha pratinigam. But there is vyadi specific, vyadi pratinigam against a particular disease, a particular chikilsa, then apply both. Say for example, you are getting a case of tamaga shosa, bronchial asthma. Kaphagara chikilsa is mandatory because kapha is causing the block. So you need a kapagaram, dosha pratinigam. You will write Ela Ganadi Kashayam. You will write Dashamula Gadatare Kashayam. You will write Dasha Nayobadi Kashayam. You will write Vyakriyadi Kashayam. That is dosha pratinigam against kapha, because kapasthanam is uras. Kapasthanam is the respiratory tract, and kapha is causing srodoroda. You need a kapagara chikilsam. But there are certain medicines and treatment which are against the shosa as a disease. That is called vyadi pratinigam chikilsa. You will do vamana karma in bronchial asthma, vyadi pratinigam, dosha pratinigam. You will be prescribing dashamula rasayanam against the shosam. You will be prescribing agastya rasayanam against the shosam. So my point is very simple. Once you identified the dosha, go to dosha pratinika chikilsa and vyadi pratinika chikilsa. Definitely, pathya karmas are very important. Aharam, acharam, viharam, vikaram. All the four things are having equal importance. That is why Ayurveda beautifully told Nityam hidahara vihara sevi samikshagari vishesho saktaka dada samasatya varakshamavan aptova sevija bhavatya roga. So you don't simply imitate the apta, you be the apta. Those who are studying BAMS in 2025 should be the apta for students who have to study Ayurveda in 2050. So your responsibility is high. So this is the way to become a successful clinician. So many things I can talk even 5 days continuously about this, but I have just given an outline only because 5 o'clock is already there. I don't want to disturb you anymore. My humble request is identify the dosha, identify the vyadi avastha, identify the vikalpa samprapti, go to the management principle, dosha pratiniga, vyadi pratiniga, and finally selection of the ahara, vikara, ajara, and vigara, pathya. This is the way, but never stay away from the modern contemporary knowledge. That is my request. Anything which will be empowering your knowledge on Tridosha can be taken for your science. If an X-ray will help you to identify the astisara, take it. If estimation of T3, T4 will be helping to assess the thyroid function, you can take it. Because Dhadugada Mandagini is hypothyroidism. Dhadugada Tishnagini is hyperthyroidism. If Atyagini, Grudabanam. If there is Mandagini, Langanam. How you will know? Go to T3, T4 and TSH. So any available data which will be empowering your clinical consciousness and such things can be taken, then you need not worry about a disease. The fundamental principle will guide you. The fundamental principle will come to you and it will catch your hand. Come with me, my dear Vaidya. I will take you to the world of medicine. Medicines are enormous. Medicines are available. The connecting link is the fundamental. So read the fundamental principles again. You will be getting new consciousness. So my concluding word to you, from Ayurvedic knowledge, you transform into Ayurvedic consciousness. Both are different. Ayurveda Vidya to Ayurveda Bodha. That is what we need. Vidya means Vadai Ruksha. Bodha means Ruksha can be multiple level impact in multiple system. Ruksha is dehydration, Dosha is demyelination, Ruksha is degeneration. This is Bodha. Ruksha is Shoshanam is knowledge. From the knowledge to the Bodha. Ayurvedic knowledge to Ayurvedic consciousness is my humble request. And you know, we all are studying BAMS. What do you mean by BAMS? Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine and Surgery. But I am telling in a different way, be Ayurveda in mind and soul. BAMS. Be Ayurveda in mind and soul. Definitely all the modern knowledge will be coming to you. If you never accept this principle, there will be Srodho Rodha in your mind by which modern will not come to you or Ayurveda will not go to modern. So make Vata Nilomada in between Ayurveda and modern. So identify BAMS, be Ayurveda in mind and soul. And finally, one more thing I have to tell. Make a habit of reading one chapter of any Samhita a day, and next day morning, whichever patient you see, try to connect a link between the sloka you studied and the patient sitting in front of you. Now I am requesting you, the patient who is sitting in front of you. I told you to imagine about a patient in my first sentence. That patient is still in front of you. Apply every principle. My last line, for every sloka in the textbook, there are 100 patients. For every sloka in the textbook, there are 100 patients. For every patient in the ward, there are 100 slokas in the textbook. So reduce the gap between principle and practice. And that is what I am telling. Word to word. Word is Shabdam. Word is Pramanam. Word is Shastram. What is the place where you are going to treat? W-O-R-D word. W-A-R-D word. O to A. O means opportunity. A means action. Word to word. O to A. Opportunity of a sloga to an action in the patient. That is the entire story of Ayurveda. I am very much thankful to the organizers for giving me such an opportunity to talk in your 25th episode. I pray to the Lord Dhanvantari and Goddess Saraswati that this Prabodhini should continue and reaching more and more episodes, by which there will be very good Sandarpana Chikilsa to the Jnana related people. If anybody is having Jnana Gada Agni Mandya, this Vidya will become Prabodhini, will become the real Sandarpanam, real Gradabanam, real Rasayanam. So I am thankful to all of you, the principal, faculty members, and everybody, and especially Dr. Srinivas, who was continuously following me without leaving me right and left. He was behind me. So special thanks to Srinivas and all the some very dear students who have attended. And final left ventricular request: learn Ayurveda, love Ayurveda, live Ayurveda. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It was really a wonderful and inspiring section on the topic, making of an Ayurvedic clinician. So, sir started the section with a powerful message that reminding us that no matter how many degrees or PhDs we hold, we should always consider ourselves as a first-year BAMS student. We should always be eager to learn, open to seek more and more knowledge, and continuously striving to become a better physician than we were yesterday. And sir had beautifully simplified the fundamental Ayurvedic principles, illustrating them with appropriate diseases, examples, and their treatment. And the importance of Vimshati Gunas, Sama Nirama Avasthas, Rodho Dushti, Avarana, Kshaya, and the more importance of modern evaluation. So now it's the time for the question answer section. I kindly request all the listeners, participants to put your queries in the Q&A section. Now we will take some important questions, sir. So, Dr. Salavu Rao Gopal has asked, can you just explain modern conditions or diseases as example for Tiryak Gadi, sir?
I told you, almost all the neurological diseases, all the chronic skin diseases and chronic autoimmune diseases where their distant dhadus are affected can be considered as modern examples. That already I have told. When I was talking about psoriasis only, I came to the Tiryak Gadi. Next. Next question, please.
So next question is on SLE. Can you just put some more light on SLE nephritis?
See, SLE nephritis, Vrka Vidradi Chikilsa. You have to do Vrka Vidradi Chikilsa. You have to think about the Sadavari Grada, Sadavari Chirabaga, Guduchia de Grada, Trunapanja Mula Kashayam. Pittadiga Sannivadam is the main dosha, Dhadu Bhagam is the main event. Treat according to the concept of Vrka Vidradi. Next.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
See, you can have my WhatsApp number, and those who are having any doubts, you can contact me. I will be happy to answer. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So with this, we have yes, sir. With this, we have come to an end of this question and answer section. Now, I would like
don't discourage them. There is no Vada Pradilomata. You can message to me at any time. I will be happy.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, with most pleasure, sir. So now I would like to call upon Dr. Srinivas B.S., Assistant Professor, Department of Panchakarma, to deliver vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Sir, thank you so much, sir. It's a wonderful session. Actually, respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, dear colleagues and participants, I would like to thank our distinguished guests of honor, Dr. B.S. Prasad and Dr. Prasanna Rao, sir, for gracing his occasion and sharing their valuable perspectives. Our sincere appreciation goes to Dr. Sunita Yadav, Chairperson, and Dr. Shailendra Yadav, sir, our Chairman, for her continuous support and encouragement. And here is coming to our main. It's my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks of the enlightening scientific session by Dr.S. Gopakumar, Registrar of Kerala University of Health Sciences. Actually, tell about Gopakumar, sir, actually from our first year, when I am joined BMS in 2008, from that time itself, sir is our role model. Role model means why? Because we are attending many classes from sir, his talking style. From starting, I am waiting for the ventricle word. Normally, sir will use that from our left ventricle. That word sir will use in every speech. So I am waiting, but finally, in the last sentence, sir completed with that word. So that is the main highlighting sir's speech. So from that beginning only, when our BMS time, we are giving more knowledge from these gurus, especially our Gopakumar sir, L. Mahadevan sir. These people are our more mentors. They will give the guidance. That's why the same concept now we are applying, and how we are treating also is because of this enlightened our very great gurus like Gopakumar sir only. So I am very much thankful to you, sir, because his busy schedule. Actually, from December, I'm trying to start to actually calling sir, but sir is too much busy. But at last, sir is agreed for these classes. Actually, 5 o'clock, I think, sir. Another some commitment is there. Still, sir is here with the 15 minutes over. So I am not making more big. So I am giving much more thankful on behalf of Shri Babu Singh chasing Ayurveda Medical College and organizing committee Prabodhini webinar series. And all present, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our S. Gopakumar sir for his insightful and thought-provoking session on making of an Ayurvedic clinician. His vast experience as an academician, researcher, and leader in Ayurveda, along with his dedication to advancing Ayurveda education and clinical practice, has truly inspired us. The clarity and depth with which he addressed the challenges and opportunities in shaping competent Ayurvedic clinicians will undoubtedly benefit both practitioners and students alike. A special mention to the organizing committee, Dr. Preeti Sau, Dr.Nihar, Ranjan, and myself, Dr. Shri, and the technical staff for all this seamless coordination. especially our principal sir, Dr.Manjunatha.N.S. sir, is a backbone to all our program, and vice principal, Dr. Tendu Rambao sir, they are giving all this support for this program, the smooth conduct of this webinar. Also, we are like to thank all the participants. They are the main for this webinar. They are continuously giving the support and the dedication. That's why we are conducting this program. So I would like to thank all the participants to the webinar, and let us carry further the insight gained today and strive to uphold the standards of excellence in Ayurvedic education and clinical practice as exempted by Dr.S. Gopakumar sir. Thank you one and all. Thank you.